All right, this tutorial is for Chapter 11, Practice 11A, Extending and Trimming Objects. The objective of this assignment is to remove and extend objects. In this practice, you will extend and trim lines to complete a drawing. This drawing can be shown on 11-6 in the figure below. So basically what they do in the file is they give you a set of basically lines, and what you have to do is use the extend and trim command to turn it into a shape that's shown in a figure 11-6, which kind of looks like a half of a dumbbell, if you can kind of think of it like that. So anyway, first thing we have to do is open shaftm.dwg in the practice files folder. If I go to applications, you can go to open, find the file location within your computer. And shaft-m, all right. Open, all right, there we go. So here's the practice file, and we're supposed to use the extend and trim commands to turn it into an object that's shown on figure 11-6 in your book. So we did number one. Number two says in the Home tab, Modify panel, click Extend. So up here, you're not going to see it directly. And under the Modify panel, it's right next to Trim. There's a little drop-down key. If you hit that, these are where you'll find the two Trim and Extend commands. So once you hit Extend once, that Extend command button will stay highlighted as the main button until you go back and choose Trim. So whichever one you choose will be the one that stays up there last. So you choose the Extend command. The tricky thing with the Extend command, before I continue on with the instructions in the practice assignment, is something you got to get used to. When you choose the Extend or Trim, both work simultaneously. You have to choose a reference line first. Once you choose your reference line that you would either extend to or trim to, then you select the objects that you physically want to extend or trim. All right, so for this one here, it says in the book, select the two vertical red lines as shown as the boundary edges and press enter. Note that they are highlighted in blue in a thicker line weight. So the two vertical lines is here and here. All right, once I select them, I hit enter. So those are my reference lines. Okay. Step 4 says select a pair of short horizontal red lines to extend them to the vertical red lines. You will need to select each short red line twice closer to the other end to extend it to both sides. Press enter to complete the command. So now that I highlighted my reference lines on either side here, my two vertical red lines, I touch the red line, it'll extend to one side. I click it with my left mouse button. I then click left again. It'll extend that line. Go down to here, click it once, click it again. And then once I'm done using the extend command, and I didn't have to hit enter there or anything like that, I'm just clicking with the left mouse button. Once I'm finished, hitting enter will complete the command. Okay, so that's how you do the extend. In this case, we have two reference lines. To kind of show it again, you hit Control Z. All right, so we're kind of back to the beginning of this practice file. Go to the extend command, choose your reference points. So the reference points, here are these two lines. I need to stretch them out. I want to stretch this line out to this edge, and I also want to stretch this line out to this edge. So the first thing you need to do is choose your two reference lines, hit enter, and then select the objects that you physically want to extend by left mouse click button, clicking the left mouse button on your mouse key. So we got that. And once you're finished, hit enter, and that will finish the command. Start the extend command again. Select the vertical blue line as the boundary edges. Extend a pair of short horizontal blue lines to the vertical blue lines. All right, so here, start the extend command again. Select the vertical blue line. So extend command, I'm going to choose the vertical blue line here. Let me zoom in a little. hit enter, and then I'll select these two lines, enter, and that finishes that command. In the Home tab, Modify panel, click the Trim, select the two horizontal red lines. So I go up to here, drop down key, hit select Trim, click the two horizontal red lines. And then it says hit enter. Select the top and bottom portions of both vertical red lines and press enter. All right, so select top and bottom. Same thing down here. Top and bottom. Hit enter, and that finishes the command. Hit the trim command again and clean up the object as shown on the figure in dash 11-6. So now I'll hit the trim command. This time what I'm going to do is if I go down here to the command line, you see trim, select objects or select all. If I physically type all, what it does is it selects every part of your blueprint as reference lines. So it gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of what to trim out of your object. So since I select all of them are selected as my reference lines. I hit enter, and now I can come down into here and I can select pretty much any part that lies between two reference points. So as you can see, my mouse cursor will turn like a little red X next to my cursor to reference that that line will be deleted. And what I need to do is clean up that little end part there, and I'll scroll down this little end part here. Once I'm finished, I hit enter, and I got rid of that little blue bump out there. If I also look at it here, I'm going to go back and use the trim command again. I'm going to select all, type it in, ALL, all, select everything. I hit enter. And then I need to trim up these inner parts. I need to get rid of that, get rid of these, and there. Hit enter, and that finishes the trim command. And that pretty much finishes everything in practice 11-A.